XRP yield vaults are here. And I think that more so than even the returns or yield that our community is going to be able to generate from these different programs, I think what I'm most excited about is the supply shock that this leads to when billions of XRP end up getting locked up in various vaults, yield, lending, interest. This starts to get us into that supply shock conversation where we can actually have a legitimate basis to have it, not just pie in the sky theory, but actually get into real numbers, real XRP being locked up. We have XRP being locked up in the ETFs for crying out loud, almost 800 million at this point. So we're quickly approaching 1% of the entire XRP supply locked up in ETFs. And so there's so many different ways where XRP is now being locked up, and the yield vaults that are now live here is just another iteration or way that we're going to see XRP being locked up, leading to a supply shock down the road. So let's get straight on into the update. I appreciate everybody for stopping by. Wanted to make everybody aware that the next documentary from Fruition Productions is here. And yours truly was featured. I haven't watched it yet. I'm going to be putting it on the big screen here and taking a look at this documentary in the full production. But a huge shout out to Chris. He actually helped shoot content with me up in Vancouver at the Vancouver Resource Investment Conference. And then he and his team ended up putting together this film. I'm very excited to see it. But just letting everybody know that it is now available. I will put a link for the documentary in the comments or the description down below. Money Disrupted is the title of the film, and it is for sale right now for $19.99. So a great way to support an independent film company and a great way to support sound money and getting a great message out there. I know that I'm going to be excited to watch this one. I know we're going to be impressed with the production here. Top-notch stuff from Chris and the team over there. So that is now available. But we just got a big win in crypto. I haven't seen anybody cover it yet. Let's break it down. JP Richardson, CEO of Exodus, which is, by the way, the first public company in the U.S. to tokenize stocks on the blockchain. He just put out this little thread, and this is very interesting, folks. The SEC just handed crypto its most important win of the year so far, but nobody's really talking about it. Here's what happened and what comes next. So the quick background is that broker-dealers have capital rules that require them to set aside money against risky assets that they hold. The riskier the asset, the bigger the haircut, the chunk of capital they can't deploy. This is a similar concept to banking as well. It's kind of like the Nostro Vostro accounts, right? Where these big banks have to set aside money in just a dormant pool of liquidity so that they can trust each other, right? They're moving billions and trillions of dollars back and forth every single day, and they have to set aside, some estimates put it up into 20, 30 plus trillion dollars that's locked up in these dormant capital accounts called Nostro and Vostro accounts. And this is what on-demand liquidity from Ripple and XRP solves, right? But up until now, broker-dealers had these capital requirements where when trading using stablecoins, they would have to keep 100% cushion or haircut on the side, meaning that if you hold 1 million in stablecoins, you lose 1 million in usable capital, a total non-starter, right? Who wants to do this, right? It's not very advantageous for these broker-dealers to get into the business. But today, the SEC clarified the haircut will be 2%, giving stablecoins the same treatment as a money market fund and relieving broker-dealers from taking unnecessary precautions. This move will open up the floodgates for embedding stablecoins in institutional finance. Now, this is what will be unlocked right here for broker-dealers. They can now settle trades in stablecoins without torching their balance sheets. Tokenized treasuries, equities, bonds, and on-chain settlement have all become economically viable overnight. Today's guidance starts converting the Genius Act's legal framework into something a compliance officer can actually act on. The second order effect worth watching. This puts pressure on every major broker-dealer to build stablecoin infrastructure or fall behind the ones who do. Because their competitors now can, there's no longer a capital penalty that makes this uneconomical. Most people are waiting for a big crypto moment like an ETF, a Senate vote, a presidential announcement. Meanwhile, the actual integration of crypto into traditional finance is happening in real time. The most bullish bear market I've ever seen. And it's so important to understand this. Everybody's looking for the big flashy headlines, right? The big notice put out. Meanwhile, the real work has been getting put in. Now, obviously, I wish that we were further along with Clarity Act, with adoption, and I don't care for excuses anymore either, just like the rest of you guys. But this is big progress. This is absolutely key. And it's this plumbing, this infrastructure that needs to get tuned out here. And this rule making, this compliance process. And this is what starts to open up the floodgates of institutions, of broker dealers who can now begin to settle up and get these deals and these trades done with stablecoin liquidity. Absolutely massive, right? And folks want to know, hey, when is my crypto going to 5x? When is my crypto going to 10x? It's all of these things taking place in the background that lead to that moment later this year into next year, over the next 3 to 5 years, where this space grows into tens of trillions of dollars. It all starts with the groundwork right here. This is what it takes. Now, getting into the vaults, we already got 1 million RLUSD deposit cap reached at the RLUSD vault provided by Doppler. Deposits into the Ethereum RLUSD vault remain open, subject to capacity, but on the XRP ledger, they are filled. So Doppler has now added RLUSD, and I did see that their last one, their APR was about 3% on XRP, and it was 9% on RLUSD. So that's variable, that is changing. But the Doppler vaults are live with RLUSD now, and they just got integrated and are live now on Zaman Wallet too. You love to see it. New XApp in Zaman. Doppler is a third-party yield platform now live as an XApp. Doppler offers vault-based yield strategies for XRP and RLUSD that you can now access directly from your Zaman wallet. Now, I haven't tried this out myself yet, but I am going to take a look at it. I'm very interested to see how this works out. Doppler, relatively new, but they've been providing consistent updates, transparency reports. I've gotten to meet their team and talk with them. Really appreciate how forthcoming they were in our conversations, and I'm excited to get them on the show here shortly, so stay tuned for that. But Flare acknowledged that they're going to be bringing 3 different yield offerings to the Zaman wallet. My prediction was Doppler, Flare, and one more is coming on the way as well. But Doppler, that has arrived. Now we wait for Flare. But this is going to allow folks, and there's billions of XRP parked on Zaman, and just billions and billions of XRP that folks like myself are just holding on to, waiting for that ability, one-click earn yield, whether it be on centralized exchanges, whether it be on self-custody wallets like Zaman, whether it be going to Doppler, Flare, maybe we're going to do a little bit of both. And so I'm going to be providing a full XRP yield update here in the coming month. Make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss that one, where we're going to break down all of the different offerings, XRP yield, returns, rewards, programs. There's so many different ways to earn XRP now, whether it be these yield platforms, whether it be using credit cards, spending fiat to earn XRP, whether it be debit cards. We saw Uphold roll out the direct deposit program. So many ways to earn XRP that would otherwise be sitting idle, or XRP that you otherwise would just be spending fiat and not earning anything, and now you're earning XRP. Direct deposit into Uphold, which you already got your direct deposit to your bank, might as well send some of that to a platform that is going to offer you some XRP as a primer, right? And so we're going to be putting all of this together, yield, rewards, returns, all of it. And we're just going to continue to cover this throughout the rest of this year with the XRP lending protocol coming on the way as well too. That's going to be another way where these builders can show up, build apps, programs, interfaces on top of the XRP ledger to expand those ways and abilities to earn yield on XRP. So very exciting times for the XRP ledger, and we'll keep you guys updated on all of those different yield offerings. Now we have phase 2 starting for the Dubai Land Department Real Estate Tokenization Project from Reese Merrick. Building on the pilot, controlled secondary market trading is now live for tokenized partners or properties on the XRP ledger secured by Ripple custody via our partner Control Alt Company. So love to see that. Once again, it's retail DeFi blossoming, institutional DeFi blossoming. And we're talking about governments, right? Dubai Land Department tokenizing real estate on the XRP ledger. And now it's going to be available for secondary market trading. Absolutely love to see it. Another announcement came out today, launch of technical support aimed at implementing blockchain and financial services. This was just put out by SBI Ripple Asia, partnering up with Asia Web3 Alliance, and they're going to be implementing financial services using blockchain technology. So absolutely love to see it. So many great things in the works right now for the XRP community. Love these yield vaults that are showing up. And I love them because it allows you to get access to these yield products without having to take a tax hit. You're not having to sell off your XRP to buy some other token. Your XRP is being vaulted on the XRP ledger, represented somewhere else, right? So not an endorsement. This post is not sponsored by Doppler or Zaman or anybody. I'm just here to put it all out in front of you guys, show you what community resources are available, and to educate you on the different offerings so that you can make an educated decision for yourself. Okay? Now, speaking of sponsors and a product that I do want to make you aware of, this is a new one from our sponsor, iTrust Capital, and that is treasury accounts for your businesses, for your trusts, nonprofits, and other entities. We've been waiting for this one, and it is now live on iTrust Capital. That's right, folks. Treasury account delivers a secure, compliant solution for businesses, trusts, nonprofits, and other entities to allocate corporate capital to cryptocurrencies and precious metals. So you can now become a digital asset treasury company, a company that has some precious metals on the holdings there as well. You got access to 85 plus different cryptos, institutional grade custody, no monthly fees, US-based client support, businesses, trusts, nonprofits, and other entities. It's all live. And the other one that they just added to is Canton, which is now my second biggest holding. Check out my deep dive on Canton if you want the full alpha scoop on that one. But love to see it from our sponsor, iTrust Capital. Their CEO, Kevin Maloney, is going to be joining us next week. So if you have any questions for iTrust Capital CEO Kevin Maloney, drop them in the comments down below. Let me know what you guys think of these XRP yield vaults. Where have you been earning XRP yield? Where are you? What platforms are you looking to try out? Let me know in the comments down below, and we'll be providing an update on that sometime in the next month, okay? Appreciate your support. Tap it for me on the way out. God bless you all. We'll see you in the next one. I am your host, Zach Rector. I really appreciate all of the love and support. If you want to support the channel, just remember that you can start by smashing that thumbs up for me, sharing this content far and wide, and everything else is at my website.